I have noticed that over the past few days, the internet has become really slow. So I wondered, are there any ways that you can use to improve your speed, your connection ping, your reliability of the network, just avoiding your network just crashing? And I want to make a series out of this little thought where I can talk about the internet, its structure, and what little things can be done to understand and improve our experience. So the first step of our internet experience is to identify how we are accessing the information, which might be in the same city that we live in or might just be across the earth on some other continent. So let us understand the sequence of the data flow. This is as much of a learning process for me as it is to you. So I'm going to keep it short. Let us start from within our house. The data that we send and receive through our wireless networks exits and enters our house through two means. One, the cable that is provided by your ISP or internet service provider, and two, the SIM card that is built into your phone or in the Wi-Fi dongle. Understanding which of these categories you belong to is very important. If you are operating from Wi-Fi that is generated by a router that is connected by a cable that has a connector that looks like this, then you are connected to your ISP via a cable connection. The cable is called an Ethernet cable. If your dongle is battery operated or is only connected by a power wire, then the dongle has a SIM card within it that is drawing the data via electromagnetic waves from one of these mobile towers, just like your mobile phone when the mobile data is switched on. This is the summary of the wireless connections you have. The ISP connects you to the internet and then you connect to the ISP via the router or directly through your SIM card or via a Wi-Fi dongle. But what if you are not connected by a wireless manner? What if your device is connected by a wire? This is prevalent in office environments and in PCs. This wire is like the cable that provides your Wi-Fi router with the data, the Ethernet cable. But if there is more than one device connecting to the internet through the same internet plan, then you will have a device that looks somewhat like this and is called a network switch. It takes one input from your ISP and divides it into outputs that you can then connect via an Ethernet cable to your PC, Mac, or laptop. Now, just for fun, let me tell you the maximum speeds of all of these interfaces. Mbps stands for megabits per second and Gbps stands for gigabyte per second, wherein 1 Gbps is approximately 1000 times faster than 1 Mbps. Mobile 4G has a theoretical maximum speed of 300 Mbps. Wi-Fi running at 2.4 GHz has a theoretical maximum speed of 600 Mbps. Mobile 5G can run at 1 Gbps, while Wi-Fi that is running at 5 GHz has a theoretical maximum speed of 1300 Mbps, which is almost 1.3 Gbps. Ethernet ports on some of the most advanced PCs or broadband connections in offices can offer speeds of 10 Gbps. Now, remember this as a rule of thumb: wired is better. Thus, the wired connection to your PC or even your laptop via the Ethernet cable is usually the fastest. Since your router is also connected by wire to the ISP, it is usually faster than the dongles or your mobile data, which are connected by wireless waves to the ISP via the mobile towers. Please note this, however, that I am talking only about the data transfer speeds from the source of your internet in the house to your device. The kind of speed that you get will depend on your internet plan with the ISP and is usually denoted in Mbps and usually comes in the ranges from anywhere between 1 Mbps and over 1 Gbps. For some of the office broadband connections, this usually is at the higher end of the spectrum. This speed determines the speed that your ISP assures you to be provided up to your dongle or your phone or your router or your network switch. But I have never gotten such speeds. This is due to four key factors. The router, the network switch, or the dongle is not able to relay all of the speed to the user due to some loss in efficiency. 2. There are more than one users connected to the same connection, like inside your house when you and other members of your family are connected to the same Wi-Fi. Then a single data speed has to be split. 3. The device itself might not be able to fully utilize the speed due to slower device components. And 4. The server which you are connecting to, like Google, YouTube, Netflix, Spotify, or even your company server, might not support such high speeds due to limitations on connection speeds allocated to each user or due to a high number of people connecting to the same server at the same time. We will discuss more about the last two factors and what goes on in there in the next videos of this series. So subscribe down below and click the bell icon and set the setting to all notifications so as to never miss a video from Beginner Science. And please like, share and comment. Thank you, and please tell me in the comments how you like this new series.